Hey everybody, Josh with El Yucateco here, and I am back with an awesome recipe for you. Pizza. Not just any pizza, my Diablo pan pizza. It is loaded from the bottom all the way up to the top with 3 types of El Yucateco. This pizza is great. If you like a little bit of kick and you like a real meaty pizza, this is for you. And if you've struggled with pizza making in the past, don't worry. I'm gonna show you one of the easiest recipes for dough, baking, and getting it out of the pan that you're gonna be a pizza expert in no time. If you like this video and you want even more awesome El Yucateco content, go down to the bottom, hit subscribe, and click that bell. Get notified of when new recipes drop because they are just getting better from here. Let's get started. I wanna show you this pan pizza. So what's important to note is, although I am using a pizza pan that's designed for this type of pizza, you don't have to. You can use a 9x9 brownie pan if you want. All you need to do is make sure that it's a dark coated pan and you're good to go. Pan pizza dough is super simple to make, very forgiving also. First thing I do is to a mixer, I add 2 1/4 cups of all-purpose flour. I'll mix in just a little bit of kosher salt, usually about 2 teaspoons. Then on the side, I have water, a cup of water. It's got a teaspoon of active dry yeast in it. I'll mix it into the water. Water's about 115 degrees just to get the yeast activated. After about 2 or 3 minutes, I'll put the mixer on low, put the water with the yeast mixture in there, and let it go. After about 2 or 3 minutes, you'll see the dough is starting to come together nicely. At this stage, I want to add in my El Yucateco Black. Don't worry, it's not gonna turn it black. Rather, it's gonna have some really cool color variations in the final dough, making it look fantastic. Not to mention, it's going to taste great. Once the dough is all done mixing, really only takes 3 to 4 minutes to get it to look like this. Have a bowl, take the dough out of your mixer and put it into the clean bowl, cover it and let it sit for 2 hours. We're not gonna touch it because we want it to rise in the bowl. After 2 hours is when we're gonna start putting it into our pan and get ready to eat. Now that the 2 hours is done, you can see that it's doubled in size. This dough is active thanks to that hot water that we used to help get it going. What we're gonna do next, put about a 1/4 cup of olive oil into your pan, throw your dough on top and make sure you flip it over so you get the entire dough ball coated. And using very light pressure, just push down on the dough ever so slightly. You don't want to pull it and stretch it, you just want to push it down to let it stretch to the corners. It's not going to make it to the corners on your first try. It's going to take about an hour total to get it there. So what you want to do is put a cover on it, wait 30 minutes, come back and start pushing again. Do that again 30 minutes later just to make sure that you're getting it all the way to the end without ripping it. If you feel your dough's a bit sticky, wet your hands just a little bit and use your wet fingertips to push it across. You won't have any dough sticking to your hands if your fingertips are just a bit wet. All right, time to make the sauce. I'm using a small saucepan. I have about a tablespoon of olive oil in there and about 2 cloves of minced garlic. Medium heat, just to get the garlic sizzling just a tiny bit, but be careful, don't burn it. After about 2 to 3 minutes and you start hearing it bubble and sizzle, what you want to do next is add about a half can of crushed tomatoes on top of that. Mix it well, mix in some salt, sugar, oregano, and some black pepper. Don't worry if you're not following along, the recipe for this entire pizza is in the description below. After about 30 minutes on the heat, stirring it ever so often, the sauce is gonna thicken up nicely. It's at this stage where we want to add our El Yucateco. I'm going with the extra hot here today because it's just going to pack a punch and it's gonna make a really, really, really nice flavor to go onto the pizza in just a bit. Now that our dough is done fermenting, it's stretched nicely in the pan, what we're gonna do is start building the pizza, and we're gonna do it backwards. We're gonna put the cheese down first, so I have a mix of Havarti and mozzarella. So we're just gonna put it all around the outside of the edges of the pizza to get a really nice cheese crust on it. Next thing I want to do, add some veggies. I have some cut up peppers and onions I'm going to put over. Add some black olives. Next, I'm going to put in some uncased hot Italian sausage. I'm going to pinch it and put it all over the pizza. So the last meat that's going on is pepperoni. These are special pepperonis. These are called cup and char pepperoni. They crisp up real nice when they are cooked, but you can use any pepperoni that you want. I told you, we're building the pizza backwards. We're gonna put our sauce with the El Yucateco extra hot mixed into it on top in small little dollops. Been about 13 minutes. Let's get it out of the oven. What I'm gonna do is let it sit right on the stovetop and cool for about 2 minutes. And then what I'll do, I'll show you how to get it out of there. Now that it's been resting for about 1 to 2 minutes, what I'm gonna do is use a bench scraper or a knife, whatever you have at home, and release the cheese from the side of the pan so it slides out easy. I know it's gonna be tough not to dig into this immediately, but you have to let it cool. So I have a wire rack that I'm gonna slide it on top of just so it can cool a bit before we slice into it and serve it. All right, time for the final touches. I'm gonna slide it from the rack onto the cutting board. A little bit of fresh basil. Some jalapeno. These are pickled jalapenos. And then before I serve it to guests, when I cut the pieces, is when I will put the El Yucateco red infused ricotta. While the pizza is baking, what I want to do is start to get the finishing touches prepped. I'm going to be putting some ricotta on top of the pizza when it's finished cooking. So what I want to do is take my El Yucateco red, mix a little bit into about a half container of ricotta, mix it well. What I'll do when it's finished is put it into a piping bag and put it right over the top of the pizza to give it a nice extra kick with some awesome creaminess. Having some hot and cold textures going on a pan pizza is fantastic. Trust me on this one. Just like that, you have a Diablo pan pizza with El Yucateco used 3 different ways, infused throughout. The pizza is fantastic and I hope you get to experience it soon. Super simple to make, flavor from bottom to top, infused with El Yucateco. It is great. Make sure you try the Diablo pan pizza. Drop a comment below. Let me know what you think. As I said earlier, my name is Josh with El Yucateco. Thanks for stopping by, and I'll see you on the next video.